Now joining us on the news to discuss this is Professor Abdulkarim Ishaq from the Department of Continuing Education and Extension Services, UNIMAID, Borno State. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining us at this time.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
All right. First of all, how do you think that the government and NGOs can actually work together to address the root causes of this crisis and also provide sustainable solutions for these vulnerable children who are on the streets all day?
Thank you very much. To begin with, if you can focus your mind a little bit back to the emergence of this insurgency in Borno State, one will vividly discover that what brought about all this issue of street children and out-of-school children is specifically as an aftermath of the insurgency. And you know, during that particular period of insurgency, a lot of people lost their parents and they don't even know where they are. And some of the close relations that could at least take care of them might have also been killed during the insurgency period. But not only that, one discovered that recovering from this particular insurgency became so important to the hearts of the state government. And the state government haven't seen these particular destructions and issues that has to even affect the psychic of these particular children. The state government decided to come up with a lot of policies and strategies that could be adopted in order for these particular children to also be treated equally like any other child. But some of the efforts of the government in this particular aspect were the reconstruction of the schools that were destroyed during this particular insurgency. And apart from that, to also set up Asangera Arabic and Azagaya Education Board, so that to see that, well, how can these particular children be brought back to the classrooms? And you know, there are a lot of issues that succeeded in making these particular children to be in the streets. Notable among these is the economic situation of those that even have the parents, for them to be able to take care of their own children. Yeah. So some of them are, you know, being allowed to go out and seek like kind of source of livelihood, how they can get food to eat and do small menial jobs to be able to get little things that they can bring back home. But having said that, there are ways that we'll be able to do in order for us to take care of this particular situation. Notable among these could be the issue of community engagement. Engage the community, get the cleric, the faith-based organization to come up together with the government, and then to see how and ways and avenues through which we could adopt in order for us to completely arrest this particular issue of street children. And apart from that, even presently, there is a huge amount of collaboration between the state government and then some of the non-governmental organizations in terms of provision of palliatives and then maintaining the schools, you know, giving the students school uniforms and books, just to encourage them to be brought back to school. That's
good to note, Professor. Now, you did talk about some of the challenges, you know, that these kids are facing, and you did say that some of the parents don't even have what it takes to be able to take care of their children or even send them to school. So can you tell us what are the biggest obstacles, you know, to getting out of school or even getting street children off the streets and into education or vocational training programs? What are the biggest obstacles or challenges that you face?
Well, I think largely you discover that this issue of financial muscle by the parents. And apart from that, you discover that if there is a good amount of advocacy and creation of awareness and trying to let the parents and even the children understand that it is more important for them to take a little bit longer time in school and then get out in a bigger way than for them to stay in the streets and then get a little chicken feed from what they are being asked to do and then being paid. So advocacy and creation of awareness is very, very important in this regard. And then also the issue of community engagement. If communities, the community gatekeepers and the community leaders are being taken as part of this particular process, you see they are more closer to the community and they understand the mindset of the community. So definitely something will come up, and then the children that are roaming the streets will now be reduced to a minimal level, and gradually at the end of the day it's going to be over. And then also from the part of the government, there is also need for the government to set up a more important and then robust strategy that will be able to, at least to some extent, find a way to create source of income to these particular parents, so that at least with little financial muscle, they will be able to feed themselves and take care of their catering arrangement, and then the children will not be roaming the street. But despite that, yes, go ahead.
All right, Professor, but what about community leaders, religious organizations, and also local businesses? What roles can they play in supporting the efforts of the government and, of these NGOs to address this growing crisis of out-of-school children, or even, street children in the region?
Yeah, you see, to be very frank with you, government cannot do it all alone. Because if you look at the financial muscle of the government, each and every time it is becoming, a little bit smaller than ever been thought. And then the population too is every day growing to a level that if you say you're going to do it as a government, to some extent it is going to stretch the financial muscle of the government that will be used in terms of doing other amenities, social amenities, like, hospital, taking care of the hospitals, and then provision of maybe fertilizers and what have you. But the individuals within the communities, those that have, should come together and then see reason in trying to build the indigence of this particular state from this particular situation that are in, and also through the help of, maybe foodstuff, and then encouraging them with little financial startup fund to start businesses. I think it will go a long way in trying to reduce to a minimal level this issue of street children and out-of-school children in the streets of most of our states in northern Nigeria.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Professor Ishaq, for speaking to us on this, and also for your time. We appreciate it.